Hi, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome. Suleiman Raheem here. Let's slay some demons. Brothers and sisters, I have a presentation for you this evening. As I mentioned earlier, I want to present you some facts. We were inundated Sunday with Mr. Farrakhan's insistence that he's Jesus, and he brought out all his fiction. Lots of laughs, no facts. So we're going to see what the angel has to say about that. We're going to present some facts. And then you decide. This is a time, a very serious time. It's one of the most serious times in existence. It's characterized as, in general, a period of unprecedented trouble. There's only two periods in the history of the universe that meets these standards. That's the beginning, self-creation, and at the end, the restoration. So the Bible talks of restoration. What's that? That means you restore something that you used to be. It's like a resurrection, right? You're bringing something back, restoring it. So restoring to what? To where it used to be. It said, as it was in the beginning, so shall it be in the end. So that means a resurrection is taking place, a restoration. That's how the Bible characterizes it. So you have the beginning. If you have a restoration, that implies a circle, right? Because you had the beginning. So to have restoration, you have to have the end of the beginning, right? And that would be the resurrection or restoration, right? See, restoring. So if you're restoring, it means you're going to return it back to where it was, back to the beginning again. You understand the cycle, which repeats forever. It never ends. It never started. There's no beginning, no end. Oh, that's hard for you. It's like philosophers for you philosophers out there. How could something have no beginning, no end? Just, well, that's the way it is. That's the nature. Because if the universe had a beginning, then the question would be, what preceded that? And then the question would be, what preceded that? And you keep going on to, at some point, right, had to be something that started, but then you always had to go back again. What started that? And so you get, you see the dilemma there? So it had to always be. There had to always be. How can that? Well, that's the nature of mathematics. See? It's only a few minds that can comprehend all of it. See? That's the scientists, the God. They can comprehend the whole cycle, the whole existence, the reason for the existence. Well, there's no reason for the existence. That means someone had to bring it to be. Then you have to say, well, who brought that person into being? Whoever brought it into being, who brought them into being? You see, they say, well, then who brought that into being? You get your mind messed up if you don't understand. It's not something that you can rationalize, because it just is. That's why when Moses asked God what his name was, he said, I am that I am. That's a very powerful statement. I am that I am. See? We're not going to the mathematics of it. I mean, I've hinted at it already. But you have these two periods, beginning, that's at the point with self-created. See? That's why the Quran times I talk about, the creation, and in we all return to Allah. That means we all go back to the beginning again. And then The universe will expand and contract forever, without end. The earth has always been here. There wasn't a time earth wasn't here. It's just in different form. That's why it says we're the maker, owner, cream of the planet earth. It doesn't say we create it. It says we make it, own of it. That means you make it, have clay. You make it, make something out of it. But you didn't create the clay. It didn't say we created it. It says we made it. See? We made it into what it is. You have to read. Those words are not light words. Every word in these lessons are very precise. Very precise. In the scriptures, every word is precise. That's why it says in Angel at the end in chapter 22 that anybody changes one word, just one, anything of it, they'd be cursed. Because every word means something. The placement and everything, it means something. So we're going to, our base is the Angel here. Angel is a mathematical book. I've been hinting at that as we go along. I'm making it more clear as we, move further into time. Because we're moving through time. See? We're not like the scriptees and the demons, right? They're time anchors. See? They're trying to hold time up. Oh, Elijah's the last one. Nobody after him. The crowns, that's it. Nobody's after it. That's the final revelation. Muhammad's the last. All they keep about last. There's no last. Such thing as last. That just land to you. Universe, there's no last. It's always continuously going on and on forever. But these scriptees, they were trying to hold back time. The status quo. The jinn. I'm not going to change. I'm not going to accept any change. You know what that means? You know what kind of people? You know where their gods are? In the graveyard. Because people in the graveyard, they don't change. See? And that's the fate of scriptees and demons. They're dead. They're dead in time. The Sunnis, they're dead in time. They're looking for something that will not happen. They're worshiping the past. They're worshiping the past. Think about it. They're worshiping the past. I was telling you about the past. And their future looks just like their past. Think about it. What they're trying to bring, they're trying to reignite the past. That means their future, they've got no going anywhere in time because their future and the past is the same thing. They're trying to recapture the past. Those claiming to follow Elijah Muhammad, they're trying to reclaim the past. Ain't nobody after Elijah. We message black man, that's it. Yep, there's a hereafter. So is the black message of black man preparing you for the hereafter? Is it giving you the science and the engineering and math to build a hereafter? No, it's nothing like that in there. But hey, that's it. Not him. Times change. Just think about it. The revelation there was before, when there was no men and women. Remember, there was a time, the Quran says time, that there was no gender. It says in the Quran, read it. I mean, there had to be a time if we brought the women, and according to basic understanding, that we brought the women out of us. That's not quite proper language. Right? We separate ourselves into two beings. Say, if you bring the woman out of you, right? That means like you're superior to the woman. And see, that's bad language. I don't like it. We separate ourselves into two parts, right? And both are equal. They have different characteristics. Where the man has more strength, the woman has more cunning. You said in the animal kingdom, the male line is more powerful than the female line, but she's more cunning than he is. She's the one bring the bacon home. Well, the zebras, getting by. Somebody, oh man, he's talking about eating bacon. These clowns, you gotta be careful, brothers and sisters. Yeah, very careful. You say clowns, they pick up on the word. Oh, hey man, he said eating bacon. But they're equal. You see, it's 3 plus 5 is 8. 1 plus 7 is 8. 2 plus 6, 8, they're equal. It's different. That's the difference between the man and the female. And we have to understand their equality to us. That's the weakness. That's the weakness of Sunni land. See? And the reason why the Quran talks that way, because that's for a period in time. That's what I keep trying to explain to you. The revelation is for a period of time, according to the way people think, according to the custom and stuff, in order to survive. And part of the reason why, because they knew he did the devil, and the devil, his whole target was the women. So it was allowed to women to be subordinate to the men, you understand, so they could protect them. I know people don't like it, but that's case of it. And as far as polygamy, oh boy, ooh, that's a top subject. I'm not going to go into all that detail about the creation of man and females. I'll talk about it one day. I think I've hinted at it before. But the idea of polygamy, even during Prophet Muhammad's time, that was like a duty upon the men, because so many men was killed in action, right, in war, that there was a lot of widows around. And that was a duty of the men to marry the widows and take care of their children. It was forced on a lot of men. And actually, first, the concept of polygamy, right, was after the creation of the woman. Not the creation of the woman, but the division, separate between male and female, because females are more abundant than males. And so you have a situation where you have a lot of females and more than males. And so if you practice monogamy, there's a lot of females out there that didn't have anybody. And we was living long periods of time, thousands of years at a time. And it means women have got whole life without, and women, they're the ones insisting on polygamy. They're the ones insisting on it. I know you don't have a problem with that, but that's what it was. You see, everything backwards. It wasn't out of lust, it was out of, what, I wouldn't say necessity, but out of common sense at that point in time. But now we're in a different point in time now. And we have to take these laws and the scripture and the revelation will change as the period and time and circumstances change. And so we give the guidance that's most appropriate, most effective for that period of time. So don't think that the laws that exist today will be the laws that exist all the time. The mathematical laws exist all the time. It's just the variations of it. So in other words, summer is different from winter. You have to do different things different in the summer than you do in the winter. You have to have a different guidance. I'm trying to get you, brothers, just to get close to that understanding. Right now, the Injil is the book that gives us through it, that is designed to get us through this period of time. And then once we get out of here, and hereafter, the Injil will be of no value anymore. You think I'd be the first one to object to that? I spent 30 years studying this book. I mean, not all in. I'm talking about 24/7. I ain't talking about on the weekends. Studying a book that's going to be defunct, obsolete in a couple of years, in a few years. Do you think I thought about that? It'll be obsolete. You have no value. Because it can't build, it gives us the mind, the foundation to build it hereafter. Now we need to get the knowledge and get a book, the mathematical books that speaks to the mathematics of the hereafter. The Injil speaks to the mathematics right now, the time as times are right now. And if you get onto it, that means you'll get through it. You'll skip to it. If you don't, then you're going to, that's what believers and disbelievers. The believers, those are the ones that adapt. And disbelievers are the one that resist the status quo. So they're left behind. They're time makers. They cannot move forward into time. We're time travelers. The believers are time travelers. They move forward into time. They adjust to time to keep moving. See? That's why the original nation will always be here, because we move through time. We're time travelers. See? We adjust to time. So spring comes, we adapt to spring. Summer comes, we adapt to summer. Fall comes, we adapt to fall. Winter comes, we adapt to winter. Then spring again. Scriptees, man, they like the spring. I ain't changing. See? Like the summer, I ain't changing. No, then the winter comes, they freeze to death. They don't pass through time. Time is constantly changing. That's why the scripture is written every 20. Why do you think they write this foresight? Why do you think they write this stuff? So we know what to do, right? And so we know what we need to do, you understand, for the time that we're passing through. Right? Universe is constantly changing. So we have to adjust. They tell you there was ice ages on the planet. Yeah, well, there's evidence of that. So when there was ice ages, right, that we had to adapt to that. We had to be ready for it. But you want to be like Cavey with a scientific method. He sees a change and then he takes and adapts to try to adapt to it. That's like a blind man walking around with a cane trying to feel his way. Right? You don't want that. You want to see ahead so when it comes, you're already prepared for it. See, the scientific method, like it's like, a blind man, okay, you're in a house of fire, and you got your cane, you're trying to tap your way through it. Only way you can tell is you're hearing the crisp, something crackling, and you're feeling the heat, and that's what you're trying to use that to guide you out, and you're probably not going to make it. See, those are the blind folks. The ones that got sight, they're in the court, and they can see the flames, and they can see where it's hot, where it's not, where it's burning, where it's not, and so forth. They're trying to work, navigate their way out. They might not. See? And then you got the foresight, that's us, right? And we see there's going to be a fire, so we don't need a house at all. We're not even in there when it happens. That's the kind of way you want to be. That's where we are as a people. We saw Yakub coming. We saw all these things happening. So we prepared for it. We knew it was going to be a time of energy deprivation. So we prepared for it. We took our land, the best part of planet Earth, covered with sand to protect it from them. That's why you see so-called Saudi Arabia covered with sand, because we repair things. We repair a lot of things. See? And part of the reason why we agreed to come over here and be in the midst, see? Because there's a lot of science to that. I'll just give you a little hint, see? Because we knew there would be demons and things amongst us. And we did not want to have to deal with them in the hereafter. So we put them here because we know that the seed of Abraham would be wise enough to get the hell out of here before it was too late. See? And the demons would be trapped here. And they had to fight out with Satan. See, and they wipe each other out. Because we don't want them. Because we know they'd be mixed in with us during that period of time. That's part of the reason why we allow ourselves to be here. It's a trap for the demons. But they can't get out of it now. I'm telling them. I'm telling them now because they wouldn't know where to go anyway. See? Because right now in their mind, they want to stay here anyway. But they're not going with us. See? Then you got the other ones, right, that won't listen. You're going to have some hard-headed ones. So they got to go through tribulation. You understand? To get to correct their ass. Everything was planned. Farad was planned. You think that engine that Farad has to build that plane, he built that as an engine itself. He built the plane. He built the wheel. But the engine, that proton engine, he didn't build that. That was hidden. He was told where to find it. Because there's no engineering on the earth at the time that he built that. Remember, you need infrastructure to build certain things. Back in Roman times, I don't care how wise a god you was, you could not build a car. Because you had all the infrastructure. You had to be able to build the metal design, all the electron. You couldn't do it. I mean, you couldn't do it. How could you do it? Because you have to build all these other industries just to make that happen, to build a car. So you couldn't do that in secret, no place. You'd have to change the whole plan just to build a car. See? But somebody put the engine, hit the engine someplace in the carriage, then you could then you can build a carriage. Because that wouldn't be that complicated to build a carriage, simple carriage, put the engine in. And that's what it is. He did not build the engine. He built the wheel, but he was told where to find the engine. I mean, the engine. See, there's a lot of things hidden right here in the earth. There's so much to tell you about it, but there's so much mathematics I can talk about. I can't talk about it now. I got to tell them, but pretty soon we can talk openly and clearly. Because you may not be paying attention, but they're paying attention, and they're monitoring everything I say. They're hoping I might slip and tell them how to build a proton engine. And I keep telling them, even if you build it, you couldn't do anything with it. You couldn't do anything with it. I mean, you could move fast around here. You might get out the solar system and get to a closer star, but you cannot traverse the universe with it. Like the Quran says, there's strong God. You can't do it. Because move that speed, how can you get through universe? If you hit anything, you destroy it. If you move that speed, how can you know? You don't know what everything is. The map out the universe takes you billions of years to map the universe out. You can't do it. That's what you need to do. If you're moving, even at the speed of light, you have to know where every star and everything is, because if you hit anything, you're going to put the brakes on when you see a star coming, you move at the speed of light, you wouldn't know until you hit it. So how are you going to get through all that? You can't. So they might get to the one star, first star, maybe the star, the first star out there, or whatever, you know. But it versus doing no good. See, they move fast right here in the solar system. They had some difficulty with that, with the Van Allen belt. Why do you think the Van Allen belt's there? But I'm getting a little far afield here. I'm just going to mention this. There's a Van Allen belt, and if I'm correct, it's between. So you have Mercury. You got you got Mercury. Venus and Mercury, Venus, and Earth are three. And I think the Van Allen belt is either between, I can't remember offhand, it's either between Earth and Mars or after Mars. I think it's after Mars. I'll double check that. Doesn't matter that much. The point is, it's a belt of asteroids. These things are asteroids. They think it used to be a planet that blew up. But it's a belt that circles, right? It goes around just like the Earth goes around the sun. There's a whole belt that goes that circles. It's like a planet, but it circles the whole thing. Is like a belt. Circles the sun, right? But it's beyond. It's outside. It's beyond Mars. I believe, if I'm correct. It's asteroids. So asteroid belt. If anyone who watches a Star Wars movie where they get to the asteroids or something like that, but it encompasses the sun, right, at that radius. So they don't know why it's there. They say, oh, it's an asteroid belt. It's maybe a planet blew up or something. No, we put there purposely. See, because we've had some gods take off in the past. We had the god that blew the earth apart and brought the moon to existence. So we get gods every now and then, this little bugabers, right? So if anybody's out there and they're moving, and we move fast and speed like we move at the speed of thought, we move as fast as we want to. So if you moving and you out there and you coming towards the earth, you got to get through that Van Allen belt to get to the earth. You see? And if you move that speed, you're going to tell you're not going to get through it. You have to slow up. See? You have to slow down to get through it. That means you're not going to get enough kinetic energy, enough to hit the planet, because you hit the planet at that speed, you're moving at the speed of thought. You hit the planet coming from out there, right? You have so much kinetic force that you can actually crack the earth. We're not going to let that happen. All the nuclear bombs they have right now, all of them could not crack the earth, could not even come close to it. Could not even come close to it. See, and that's another thing. See, let me bring this to close real quick. Elijah Muhammad talks about when the breaking of the moon, he says he used 100% dynamite. Now you got these clowns, oh, man, he used 100% dynamite. You know, dynamite is a weak explosive. It has not, it's not even close to a nuclear explosion. But why he said 100% dynamite? Because when that book was given, when he wrote that book, in other words, when he started teaching that, there wasn't any nuclear bombs. There wasn't any such thing as nuclear bombs. Nobody knew anything about nuclear bombs. The most powerful explosive at that time was 100% dynamite. So that's the figure he used. So now you get kind of, you use 100% dynamite. 100% dynamite could not blow the earth apart. Even if you had 100% dynamite, you had as much as weight as much earth. You couldn't do it. It's not. Earth is just too. It's just too. You can't do it. And if you take all the nuclear explosions, all the nuclear bombs they have in the world right now, first of all, they can't get down to the earth that far. They can only get down to earth, I think they're about 2 or 3 miles now, maybe 2 or 3 miles, that much. Earth is 7,926 miles in diameter. 7,000 miles, that's almost 8,000 miles in diameter. Almost 8,000, that means almost 4,000 miles of radius from the center to the top, 4,000 miles. And they've only been able to penetrate maybe 4 or 5 miles. That means they don't know what the hell's down there. They have no idea. The Quran tells you got diamonds and jewels and rubies and things big as elephants down there. See, we can go in there deepest, we can go in there, the earth is ours. And we can penetrate it, we can go as far as we want to, because that's where we came from. We came from the center of the earth. The maker, owner, cream of the planet Earth, God of the universe. The cream of the planet Earth. What's the nature of cream? Why say cream? Cream is something that rises from the bottom to the top. See? The earth is our womb. Earth is much as part of our body as our arms and legs are. And the earth was our womb. The center, we started center earth. That's what Iblis said. He was made of intensely hot fire. What's down there at center earth? Intensely hot fire. That's what we were initially before we made everything out of water. We made everything out of water. What was we before we made everything out of water? What is oxygen, hydrogen? They're fire. But you put them together, you get water. Okay, bro, so let me stop here because I'll keep going and going and going and going and going. But let me say a couple more things. This war is about to break out. If you pay attention to the news, okay, Trump is putting pressure on Iran. See? They were not allowed to have nuclear weapons, but Iran is not listening. And now you're getting reports that he's planning to attack Iran before election day. I'm not going to play that video now because I want to get into some other stuff. I want to get into this idea about Jesus. So let you decide. Okay, brothers, so let's move into the presentation. Okay, brothers and sisters, September 21st, 2020. Nations preparing for war. America, most powerful country on the planet. Okay. And we see Farad, right? He's the God. He came and raised up Moses. See? And Elijah. Then you had the 42 years of lion Aaron, the son of perdition. And then you had Joshua. Okay, we'll talk about that. Now, I want to point this out here. I'm going to explain a couple of symbols here. In the angel, the original nation, we have the angel key. The original nation is defined in several words, depending on the chapter. It's defined as 7 lamps, or 7 candlesticks, depending on the translation you have. right? The 7 golden lamps, because there's 7 lamps, there's 7 golden lamps. They're the 7 golden lamps, because golden represents the original nation, also represents Islam. You see gold in the engine, it's talking about the original nation or it's Islam. In other words, it relates to Islam. The original nation is Islam. Okay? It's also called the 7 eyes. See? It's also called the 7 spirits. And it's also called the 7 horns, but this is after the resurrection. After the judgment, that's the New Jerusalem, the new original nation. Okay? So when you see those symbols, those what those symbols mean. Now, on the right here, right, we're seeing the earth, the Orient, the Caucasian nations are called the earth. And we see Gog and Magog, they're part of the earth. And the Dajjal is the Lord of the earth. The one in the center of each one of these, remember, there's 7 components altogether. 6 wings, they call them 6 wings. The one center is the Lord or God of that particular nation. So you see that what they nowadays they call the Oriental nations Asia. No, that's not Asia. That's not what the angel calls them. That's not what the Bible calls them either. Asia represents like India, primarily India. So they say, and also the Arabs are included as part of that, as far as India is concerned, right? So that's what you see there, right? Okay, so, and we're going to talk about that dragon aspect of it. Okay, now, under it, you see that fiery red. Okay, I'm not going into a lot of detail about that, but this is positional geometry. So what's happening is that if you look at that like that's someone riding a horse, then the horse would be the fiery red horse. Understand? That's where it's horse, the red horse, the black horse, the fiery red horse, right? And the greenish yellow horse. Not pale, it's actually greenish yellow. You need to get translation. See? And so when you see the earth there, right? Okay, it has 2 more, but I'm only showing this part because earth only represents that part. And the Dajjal, he's the Lord, like Jesus said, right? He says that Satan is the god of this age. So he's the god of the Caucasian nations. So we need to understand these symbols, but specifically the one on the left. It's important as we go through this presentation, right? Gold represents the original nation. It's also called the 7 eyes, called 7 spirits. And 7 horns, you have to worry about that because that's the new configuration of the original nation once the demons, everything's removed and we're in hereafter. Okay. Jesus, Joshua. So we're going to go through a little history here. Now we're going to be talking about the angel key, right, is the key to all the scriptures. So we're going to start with Genesis. So this is important to get the right understanding. So just bear with me here. It says, remember I said this represents the earth. European countries represent the earth, right? So here comes Adam. Adam was made from the dust of the earth. Adam, well, let's go show it. Okay, that's Adam, made from the dust of the earth. That means, because Britain is not in Europe. It's an island off the coast of Europe. Britain is not Europe. It's an island off the coast of Europe, and it's made of people that was exiles, immigrants, banished, whatever criminals, right? That was exiled to these islands. That's why the English language is a bastard language made of all kinds of languages, European languages, and that's where people came from. So they're not a real people. They're a mix of all the people. That's why it says they was made from the dust of the earth. They're the dust of Europe. So the dust is what you sweep out. They're the dust. That's what it means. Adam made from the dust of the earth. Okay? Then it said, right, out of his rib, out of his side, think about that now. Out of his side, out of his rib came Eve. You see? Okay. I'm really cutting a few corners here because I want to get to the point. Then it said Adam, right? This is not quite the exact sequence, but he was given the name of all the beasts. These are the beasts here. These are the nations, right? See, because they have control of all the nations, right? These are the India and Africa, and those are not the names they call themselves. Those are the British name, English names that Adam gave them. This is history. Those are British names and English names that English gave them because they was the world power. They became the world power, right? When they came out of the Dark Ages, because remember, Adam was put to sleep for 1,000 years. He was put to sleep. He was asleep, what, for 1,000 years? See, that was the Dark Ages. And then as the Dark Age was over, right, then Eve came out. There it is. That's America. After the Dark Ages, that's how Eve came into existence. America came as a colony of Britain. See? And then they have control of all the nations. See? That's what he means. He named them. Okay? And I show here on the top wing, each one has 6 wings, but I show the top wings are golden because the top wings of each nation are the Muslim part of the nation. The Islamic part of it. Right? So in Africa, you had the Muslim Africans, right? In the Asian part, you got the Muslim Asians, those are the Arabs, right? And in the China, you got the wingers, or ying, whatever they call them, right? That's what they are. They all, and just a little note on that. The angel says they all gonna be wiped out. It's been for 30 years. They're not gonna make it hereafter. When this war starts, when China gets in the war in America, they're gonna wipe out all those people. They're gonna kill them all. They're not gonna make it. See. Okay, so we'll just, that's enough of that. Oops. Go back. Okay, so that's the name. So then, right, we were brought over here, right? Remember the 7 spirits? We were brought over here in America, 1555. Now, here's where we're going to get, this where it gets interesting. Now, go back and read this. Remember, all those stories in the gospel, or the angel, see some people saying like gospel and angel means 2 different things. No, angel is just the gospel, is the same as gospel, like Jesus and Joshua, same name, just different languages. The gospel is what, angel is what the Arabic calls gospel. Same thing. Not 2 different things, right? Okay. So when you go and study these things about Moses, about Jesus and everything, and Moses, all that kind of stuff, you have to see what the angel says about it because you need the angel key to unlock it. Okay, so what's happening here? Okay, you had Joseph. Let's go back. See, here's Joseph, right? Now, America was a virgin country as far as Europeans concerned. It was a virgin country, not been touched by anybody. It's a virgin country. Okay? So America, Joseph is Adam. Eve is Mary is Eve. See, so she was blessed above all the women. She was blessed above all other nations. She's the most successful, blessed of all the other European nations. That's what it means. She's blessed above all women, right? Okay, let's go on. Then it said what? She was covered by the Spirit, the Holy Spirit. She was covered by the Holy Spirit. That means we came over here with Holy Spirit, right? She didn't give birth. She didn't give. She wasn't. She was covered. In other words, the child that she gave birth to wasn't by Joseph. It was by the Holy Spirit. You understand? That's the story. Keep on going. Now, they had sons, other sons. This is Adam and Eve again, right? And then they gave birth to another son, right? Cain, or Satan. right? But watch this now. What's the story of Joseph? Get back to Joseph again, right? Okay. The Holy Spirit. Let's back this up again. Let's make sure we get it right. See? She gave birth to Jesus by the Holy Spirit. Mary gave birth to Jesus because he was the son of the Holy Spirit. Okay? But at the same time, right, it said she would give birth to him when the star rose in the east. When the star rose in the east, he would be conceived at the time that the star rose in the east. So both would be conceived at the same time. When the star rose in the east, that would be his sign for conception. So when did the star rise in the east? In 1948. That's, you see, it's blinking right there. See, that was also, right? This is Adam and Eve's son, Cain. See, so they, that's their birth. Abel and Seth was their, but not Jesus. Jesus was birthed by the Holy Spirit, and he was birthed, right? He was conceived in 1948 when the star rose in the east. See, so here we got the conception of Jesus. So, like I said, they want to give you their BS, so we see what Satan has to say about it. See? Now, Suleiman, those of you who know who Suleiman is, see, his birthday is January 21st, 1949. That means he was conceived in March, April of 1948, the same time false Israel was conceived. That a coincidence? See? How do you like these numbers? Like these numbers 7, January 21st, 3 times 7, 1949, 7 times 7. See? He came to Elijah in 1970, 10 times 7. Right? 21st, he got his ex 21st of August, 1970. Right? 21st, 3 times 7. There's documented facts. He was 21 years old at the time, 3 times 7. It was exactly 7 years to the day that his father died, August 21st, 1963. He was 14 when his father died, 2 times 7. His ex was 21, 3 times 7. He went to Chicago in 1970, 10 times 7 again. Stayed there till 1970. Stayed there until past Elijah Muhammad's departure. Need to go on and on with that? Like those 7s? Okay. So that's Suleiman. So you do the math. You make sense of it. If it says it's wrong, okay. So there it is. So he was birthed, no, not by Joseph. All the others was Abel, Seth. So he was birthed by Joseph, right? According to this, or use Adam and Eve, same one, same one. That's the story. It's telling you that there's a sign. This is a sign here. His mother and he was a sign. There's a sign right there. Because they can't tell you what the sign was. What's good as a sign if you don't know what it is? See if there's anything else here. Okay. Let's go on to this crucifixion idea. Okay. Now he'd be crucified, right? Okay. See, you listen to these clowns, Farrakhan, them. I want you, those you fools out there, listen, continue, because they're to keep the culling effect. They're like a lightning rod to draw all ignorant fools and demons to him. And he's doing a good job. Farrakhan's doing a good job. He's tracking all y'all to him. See, and I want him to hold, keep on, because we don't want you. Make it easier for us to get rid of you. Okay, this is September, right? This is where we are right now. War imminent. We're talking about the crucifixion, the war imminent, right? Okay. Right here. Here we go. This is what's about to happen. See? It talks about in chapter 18, right? Okay. This is Babylon falling. So those of you who have been studying the angel understand this configuration here, right? Okay. This is during the time once the war starts. That's when it says Suleiman will go to the NOI, clean it up. That's what it says in Malachi. It says the messenger of the covenant. He's fulfilled. Ain't no messenger after the messenger. Well, that's not what Malachi says. It's the messenger of the covenant. That means he's the one that's going to fulfill. He's the fulfiller of the covenant. Right? It says he's coming to Elijah's temple. He's coming. He will come. He will clean it up. You see? So there it is. So here he comes. Now, what they say about the crucifixion? It says that they give another story. It says, as Jonah was in the belly of the whale, the Son of Man would be in the center of the earth. In the center of the earth, right? He put to death, right? And be in the heart of the earth. So why do they say that? You see? So you have to understand the angel, understand that. Because if you get a transliteral version, right, it tells you that death is not the greenish yellow horse. It's the one sitting upon the black horse, the one on top of that. So I talked about that in the 23rd Psalm, which says Valley of Death. Where you see Suleiman there, right there, the sun, that's what death is. That's what says put death in the center of the earth. The earth, right, remember, that written represents part of the earth. See, when you say put to death, you assume that he's going to be killed. No, that's angel language. He put to death. It means that he's going to be right there. That's what death is. That's what he would be. See? We put to death, right? See? And then he would rise. This is what it's talking about. So he's right there, but this only happens after the war. So America and Britain is thrown out. The Shias, they kicked out America and Britain is thrown out. And this is the configuration, those of you familiar with it. But if you look at it, it's a cross configuration. And he's on the cross. He's on the cross. But who's on the cross with him? There's two on the cross with him. You see it blinking right there? There's two on the cross. Both of them were thieves. But one of them believed, and he told him he would be with him in paradise on that same day. That's what he told him. Well, that's the NOI. And the other one died on the cross. And who was at the feet of the cross? The Jews and the Romans, the soldiers. They was at the feet of the cross, right? Do you get it? You don't understand the angel, you never understand any of this. That's what it's talking about. See? That's the cross. He's on the cross with the two thieves. Because Islam is characterized as a thief. Because they've been stealing, they're stealing right now. Because they're trying to pretend, right, that they're something they're not. And Farrakhan pretend he's Jesus. That's why in Malachi says, can a man rob God? See? They're supposed to be behind this message, and they're not. See? They're making all kinds of lies, telling all kinds of lies and everything. He has to clean that mess up. See? Because Aaron's a thief. Okay? That's what it's talking about. So, I'm going to put it like this. You decide. See? That's why it says, as Jonah, remember, because he's also Jonah, was in the belly of the whale, so shall the Son of Man be in the heart of the earth. See? We put to death. So he's going to crucify twice. And Farrakhan, he is going to be crucified. He's already been crucified. Because he's Peter. He already says Peter. But how was Peter crucified? He was crucified upside down. Make of that what you will. Crucified upside down. Wow. Well, I get to that what you maybe one of these days. 4 winds blow. Right? And just like he said, right? The cleaned up NOI will be with him when he ascends to heaven. That's what it's talking about. One went and the other one didn't. They was crucified with him. Okay? Like I said, these things been in your face all the time. Like I said, much of stuff I'm telling you, and all it's in your face, you just haven't put together yet. I said so much I can tell you. It's right there. This has been all the time. I haven't changed anything. I haven't changed anything. It's the same. I told you the process remains the same all the time. I'm not changing anything. Four winds blow, not changing anything. It's right there. But you have to study, read the parable, read the story, and then try to figure out what it means with the angel key. Because without the angel key, you couldn't figure any of that out. See, none of that stuff happened in the past. It's telling me what's happening now. Okay, demons, legion. And we're going to talk about this, then we're going to shut it down. Okay, the original nation right here, right, was all golden when she started, before it was dragged over here. Like I said, gold is symbolism for Islam and Angel, right? So you got, that's the angel here, right? You got the woman, right? You got the Asian nations, right? The moon on her feet, and you got the Oriental nations, and you got the European nations, okay? Then you got the one that's the African nation. In this case, it's the tail of the sea. So it says, woman gave birth to Farad, okay? See, she gave birth to the Farad. But it says, America, right, gave birth to Suleiman. He was born in America amongst the beasts. See, America was his mother, right? But the original nation is his father. That's what it's talking about. Okay, but that was the spirits. And then it says that she was tormented to give birth. Okay, that means she's being raped. So in other words, after 400 years of rape, right, it produced half of the original nation became tares or demons, the demon devil seed. They're master seed, they're not us. They're the seed, right? That's the fiery red, the white, and the greenish yellow, which they call pale, right? Okay, but in this point right here, right, once this happens, we're told that it was discovered, and the servant of God saw it, discovered it, and said, what should we do? And God told him, no, do not separate them. Minister to both of them. Let them grow together. There you see Elijah. He's ministering to both of them. I'm not changing anything. Go look at it. I'm not changing the process. It's right in front of your face all the time, brothers and sisters. But you have to study to get it. So he's ministering to both of them. They said, well, he was talking to, yeah, he was. That's what he told him, minister to both. That's what you see. He's ministering to both of them. Okay? See, here I say he's ministering to both. Now, I'm not going to all the stuff about Elias and all that because I said we can go a lot of stuff here. I'm trying to keep it short. So now we're talking about the dragon, right? Now here's the dragon. The second dragon has 7 heads and 10 horns and the 7 crowns upon his 7 heads. There you go, right there. There's the angel key right there. You see it. See the 10 horns, 7 heads with the crowns upon his heads, and it has a tail, a fiery red tail. There's the fire. That's the African nation. That's the tail right there. Angel language. That doesn't mean something wrong with Elijah. That's just angel language. That's his tail. Okay? See how all the key fits together perfectly. Okay? Now, we're going to talk about the son of perdition. Now read that story. It says that there was iniquity, there was plotters plotting against him, right? And he was holding them back until he was removed. So this is talking about also when John the Baptist was beheaded. John the Baptist himself was beheaded. That's Elijah. That means the nation of Islam was beheaded. because John the Baptist or Elijah, it was two resurrections and two resurrectors. Elijah did the first resurrection, the pre-four winds resurrection, right? That's the widow's son. That's the nation of Islam. They're Levites. They're not tribe of Shabazz, the tribe of Levites that was grafted into the tribe of Shabazz. Levites was grafted into the tribe of Israel, the tribe of Judah. They was grafted in because they're a priest tribe. They're like caretakers. They were supposed to be caretakers of the word and assist the prophets and messengers that were sent to the nation of Islam, right? Assist them. And they didn't do that because they let Farrakhan trick them. See, they're supposed to carry Elijah Muhammad's message and prepare the way, you understand, for Suleiman, and they didn't do that. He turned around. Anyway, so Elijah Muhammad be taken out the way. He was read Elijah in the book of Kings. He took and he was taken back up to God, to the God. He's Enoch also is taken up to the God. So that's what it is. It's angel language is right there, right? So now at that point, right? There's no leader. It was beheaded. There's no leader. That's what happened. Wallace and Farrakhan got rid of the nation of Israel. They got rid of it. The leadership wouldn't. They started something else called alliance. Okay, so here we go. So he's taking that away first. The sequence. Farrakhan's trying to change the sequence. He's saying, well, once he exposed the son of addition, then they'd be falling away. No, it makes it very clear. The falling away become first. See, he changed around because he's a liar. So he's moving out the way. Then the great falling away comes first. He said that would come first before the man of sin is revealed, before the son of addition. He's saying just the opposite. So there was no leadership that fell away. That's what it's talking about. The woman fled into the wilderness. I'm not going into all the details here, right? Okay, that's the falling away. And then it says the son of addition will be revealed. And the falling away came between 1975 and 1976. And 1977 is when the son of addition was revealed. See, here he is. He's sitting in Elijah's seat. What did he want? Now, is that a coincidence? He said he would sit in Elijah's seat and he would set himself above all that's called God. Who's called God here? Farad's called God and Satan is called God. He's called God as age. He's himself above that in Elijah's seat. But remember, if you read the story of Elias, I'm not going into detail, what he wanted a double portion of Elijah's spirit. Why did he say that? Because Elijah had two spirits there. You remember that? We have to go back and show it. Elijah had two spirits. That's what he wanted. So I went to one in more detail with this. So let's go back here to show it real quick. See, those two, remember that his resignation represents spirits. Elijah had two spirits. That's what Elias wanted. He wanted double portion of Elijah's. That's Aaron. He wanted double portion. He wanted both of them. But he said, you only get it if you see me when I rise up onto the wheel. That's the only way you'll get it. If you don't see it, you won't get it. You have to see it. Now, I'm going to say this. I wasn't going to go into detail about this. But remember, they also call it seven eyes, right? They also call it seven eyes. When you see the original nation, also called seven eyes. So he said, if you see it, now why did he say that? He told, if you see it, you'll get, if you don't, you won't. Now you have to read this carefully. Go read it for yourself, brothers and sisters. He said, if you see me, remember, they all call seven eyes, right? I showed you in the beginning, they also call seven eyes. He said, if you see me, when I go up, right, then you will get this what you asked for. So now he goes up, right? Now, when he goes up, he's covering for Farrakhan, which is one of the eyes. So now he cannot see. Because what he says right after that, He says, where is Moses God? Where's the God of Moses? He can't see for a while now because his eyes is covered. Because you might not understand this, Bill says, but it's beautiful. That's what it's talking about. Because he can't see him now because he's being covered by Elijah. He can't see it. So he didn't get what he asked for. That's what it means. That's why he said, why would he say that? Where's the God of Elijah? We can't see him now. So he didn't get what he asked for. He wanted those double portions. He doesn't get it. So now he's sitting in Elijah's seat, but he doesn't have that. See? He doesn't have double portion that he wanted. The son of hell. Why? Because he's son of the devil. What that means. Okay. So, and then it tells you about who the demons are. Not going a lot of details, but it tells you. It says, out of the mouth, if you read that, right there, out of the mouth of the wild beast, that's the wild beast up top there. Out of the mouth of the dragon, right? Out of the mouth of the false prophet. Because only three of them was demons. It's only three demons. See? So it's down to find who the demons are. Okay? So we'll move on. So this is where we are currently in time, right now, just before the war. Just before the war. You know, September 2020, just before the war. That's where we are right now. Actually, that's a mistake there because the sun should be up top there. So that's a little error. The sun should not be right there right now. It should be up top. Okay, shouldn't be there. So that's an error. I'll correct it. In fact, I'm going to correct it right now. See, because I don't want this to let's get confused here. Remember I was saying about the 7 eyes, 7 spirits, 7 lampstands? Okay, let's go ahead and correct this right quick. I missed something here. Hold on, I missed something. Right there. Okay, no, it should be right here. Okay. Right here, right now. Okay. Missed it. But I'll leave it like that. I missed the stage here. Let me get this, make sure I get the straight. Right here. And then, okay, we'll leave it like that. Okay. Back up. Okay. War is imminent. That's where we are right now. See, we are right now in time. When it hasn't blown, right? We see that the Shia is rising, Okay, so they contention with America. You see the news right now. America is more attention greater, right? I'm leaving a couple things out here. Just get to the point, right? So then the war occurs, and the four winds blow. So I'm not sure all the sequence between them. Just cutting to the chase here. The four winds blow. America is thrown out of the Middle East. America, Britain, France is thrown out, right? Suleiman is talking to the Nation of Islam now. They're listening, right? He's cleaning it up. No, he's not. That's wrong. That's already has happened. So again, let me just, I'm not going to go and fix all this. I'm just going to talk through it, brothers, just because I made a mistake here. And see, witness of more. Okay, that's that. And no, this should be up here. So I missed a step. I missed a step. I missed a step. I'm going to go ahead and fix this. Right, quick, so bear with me. Otherwise, I'll confuse somebody. Okay, that's where it should be. That's where it should be. Right. Okay, that's where it should be there. And then, four winds blow. Should I get that right? Okay, let's go with that. I must have, I'm not going to try to excuse that away. Anyway, this is where we are right now. And then the war, there you go. And that's when he comes and cleans up the middle. He comes and cleans up the Nation of Islam. Right? This is at the time they're going to attack us. They're going to attack. They're going to attack the Nation of Islam, and they're going to attack all blacks in America. See, that's why you see it says, "Woe those who are pregnant, because the wrath will be upon them." So who's they pregnant? They're pregnant. Do you see that Britain is pregnant with? It's got something under it. The Nation of Islam, right? What's under America? That demon. That's what it means. They're the ones that's pregnant. We see Jerusalem surrounded by armies. I'm not going into a detail about that. I'm just trying to get to the point here. So at this point, this is where Suleiman is talking to. That's when he comes and he straightens the Nation of Islam out. See? Okay? For winds hasn't blown yet. Okay? They're about to blow. But the war, see, in other words, you got the war. Babylon's cast out of the Middle East. American, Britain, and France are cast out. She has total control, right? And then that's when they attack us. You see? That's when they're going to get rid of us. But they've been planning to get rid of us, but now when this happens, right, they're going to execute their plan. See? I'm not going into all the details about that right now, but that's my fraud. And again, I'm gonna have to, brothers and sisters, I don't know how I missed that. I know my computer went down and I thought I saved and I didn't. So I can't leave it like this, because if I do, this should be like this. Oh no, no way I do it. Where did it come from? What? Okay. Okay, here you go. This should be like this. This be here. I'm not gonna go back and straighten it at the beginning, but I'll leave it for there. Yeah, I should have went and checked. My computer went down, I should have checked. That's what happened. It wasn't saved. That's what happened. Okay, that's what happened. Okay. So here we are right now. He's there. They're about to wipe us out, right? At this point. So Suleiman's come, he's cleaned up the nation of Islam. They just got kicked out of the Middle East. America falls to Israel and Britain. Everybody is clear that who the seed of Abraham is. Right? They want to get rid of all blacks. So they just get ready to wipe them out. That was their plan all the time. So now they're executed, right? And that's when fraud has to go into action. See, the four winds. See, and that's the same time the resurrection takes place. All of black people come together. They all come together at that point. Four winds blow. See, it stopped them from just killing all. They wouldn't. You can't. At that time, you can't distinguish who's what's what. You had to, all black people had to be brought together. Okay. Then that's when the separation takes place. Getting rid of the demons, casting them out. That's the judgment. They're cast out. They're left behind. We're delivered. That's what Daniel says. At that time, those in the Lamb's Book of Life, the elect, they're delivered. So we're not here anymore. We're over in the Middle East now. See, we're in the Middle East now. We're not here, right? And the demons left behind. See, I'm not going into details about that, but that's what's going on there. Okay, and what you see here, that's New Jerusalem now. See, that's the new configuration. The elect on the top, the Shia are Farad's rod of iron. Then you got the African Muslims, right? And Elijah is giving control over them. He's getting king over them, right? But Farad's king over everything, right? And you have Suleiman, he's the high priest, right? And then you got the Nation of Islam under Elijah, and that's called it, and the Sunni, the Arabs are called the New Earth. Now, I'm not putting there's a person where you see there's an individual there that's in the Nation of Islam right now. There's a father, Elijah Muhammad. He's going to lead the rebellion that's going to get rid of Farrakhan and all those people. He's going to be overthrown from within, and that's going to be within days. This person, he's going to be identified. I'm not going to identify him, but he's going to be the one that's going to be the new leader of the Nation of Islam. Okay? See, this whole thing is the whole nation, but when we say about Nation of Islam, well, we say Elijah Muhammad's the Nation of Islam. Put that away. That's where you see the wheat there. You have this person, he's going to overthrow Farrakhan and all those demons. See, that's where if you read the demons that's in the book of Mark, you'll understand it. So it's a person that's going to do that. See, he's going to be overthrown from within. See, it says, as the Ancient of Days, right? The Ancient of Days set, and the crowns was thrown down, thrones was thrown down. Somebody threw those thrones down. That's what it's talking about. And the Ancient of Days, right? He said, excuse me, didn't he have lamb wool hair? Oh, the Farrakhan has hair like lamb's wool? He has feet like bronze. Does he have feet like bronze? And he light skinned, ain't he? That's not bronze. See? And he doesn't have hair like lamb's wool. So they can pull that bullshit they want to. They can talk, they try to talk out way out there, get nothing. And then what you have right here is the flood. They're going to invade America and Europe and wipe it out. That's the flood. It's a flood of humanity, not a flood of water. See, because this is also called the seas and the rivers, right there. And the power has been shifted. That's why they had the crowns now, because they had the power. India and China has the power now. So that's why the crowns were shifted from the dragon to them. Okay. They're destroyed. That's the final war. See, that'll be the final war between them and us. I don't talk about that very much. That's down the road. First, we got to deal with these things in front of us. But that's the final war between us and them. The African coalition led by Obama, China, and India, they're going to attack us in the end. After all this is done, said and done, and the Europeans all are gone, then that's be the final war, and then they're going to be, that's why it says, see, it was no more. See and death was no more. Read chapter 20. There's no more. We got rid of all of it. And that's the new world. Okay. And here you go. Here's Mr. Louis Eugene Grounds, Legion, LEG, the NOI backwards. See, that's his father, Percival Clark, Farrakhan's Caucasian father. Now he tries to claim that he's light-skinned Jamaican. But he's got many stories. First story was his father was a devil that raped his mother. That's why his mother was trying to abort him three times, tried to abort him. Then his father was something else, right? Then he writes another thing where his father was a Portuguese Caucasian, and his father's mother, his father and mother, right, were Portuguese Caucasian and were Jewish. So if his father's mother and father was Portuguese Caucasian, how can his father be Jamaican, light-skinned Jamaican? It doesn't make any sense. That's what he says. Go out there, just Google, Farrakhan says his father's a Jew, and it comes right up. The whole story, Farrakhan says his father's a Jew. Just Google it that way. It comes right up on the internet, get a whole interview where he makes all those statements. But he keeps changing them, see? Because he's a liar. Okay, bro, says I want to go further, but I'm going to stop right here. Okay, we're going to stop right here. Okay, brothers and sisters, you can look, I gave information, you decide. That's what Angel says, that's what they say. They have no scriptures to back up any of the crap they're talking about. I gave some scriptures. And if you understand Angel Key, if you've been studying it, you should be able to follow it. Just I made everything clear. It's that little spot I had in there. And I have to apologize for that because I was making this presentation, accidentally, I did something to cause my computer to crash. Well, I'll just tell you, I didn't have the battery in it. I had it going directly to the socket. And I accidentally pulled it out and it crashed. And I forgot to check to see if I had saved. I made those changes, and I thought I saved it, and I didn't even think to check. That's what happened. I missed that little piece in there that I corrected. So that's my error. And I apologize. I corrected. I hope you understand. I fixed it. I best to go ahead and fix it, so there don't be any confusion for those who go back and try to study it. So we showed you what the angel says about Jesus. We showed you what the angel says about son of perdition, Aaron. Now you can believe the angel or not. I mean, I'll just show you. Now anyone that's been paying attention, I haven't changed the puzzle. I haven't changed the sequence, the process. The process remains the same. I just explain it more, show you how it applies to these particular, you understand, parables or stories. Because you only understand those stories with the key. You have to have the key. See? So in that case, right, in Genesis, it characterizes Adam and Eve. See? In the story about Mary and Joseph, it characterizes that same thing is characterizing American Britain, Gog and Magog, as Adam and Eve. I mean, as Joseph and Mary. where America's a virgin land. He's covered by his son. Why is he covered by his spirit? Because there it is. The Nation of Islam represents the spirit. So the spirit is the one that gave her birth. So America is Suleiman's mother in general, right? And the Nation of Islam, the original nation, is his father, the spirits. That's what it's talking about. And I talk about the crucifixion, all different things. Now you compare that to that bullshit that you got from him on Sunday. So that's up to you, brothers and sisters. See, and you can understand how ignorant and big a liars they are. See, but he's effective at it, and I'm good. I'm glad he's effective at it. It shows who sub-edition is. He says he would be a disemboweled. He's a liar. He said he had 42-year reign. They get all this stuff. But he's doing his job because it says the shaft may be separated from the wheat. How do you think the chaff will be separated from the wheat? You have to have something. It says the sheep know their master's voice. So that means when the resurrection comes, when the four winds blow, they'll recognize this voice. See, but the demons recognize the voice of their master. Farrakhan, he's a demon. So they come to his voice. They recognize it. Birds of a feather flock together. Instead of fill it with demons. So he's pulling together. So it's easy for us to just get rid of them. We ain't got to go out and picking shit out of, picking peanuts out of shit. And we got to be doing all that. See, because the shit and the peanuts be separated. That's why I said Genesis, the water separated from the land. I keep talking about that. It's like a big hint right there. So he's pulling to him. He's like a lightning rod. He's like a magnet. He's a demon magnet. He's doing his job. So leave him alone. See? He's doing his job. He's pulling them all together. Because what happened? Read it in Exodus. It says, Elijah's followers, Moses' followers were separated from Aaron's followers. How did that process take place? Once they were separated, right? What the cross says, lo, they are separated. Right? What do you mean by that? See? So then they was all wiped out. It says, don't let them, don't try to separate them to the end. See? That's what Farrakhan's been doing for 40 years. Pulling all that to them, sucking all in, sucking all into them. So this separation is taking place. Now the war's about to happen. Okay, brothers and sisters. So I hope you understand. Okay. Remember, you're the apple of God's eyes. Right? And he loves you and he's here to protect you. He's been 24/7, 365. See? Remember there was 2 resurrections. Lazarus was resurrected by Jesus. Post 4 winds. 4 winds hadn't blown, so Lazarus hasn't been resurrected yet. And pre 4 winds, the widow's son resurrects by Elijah. That's what you so-called Nation of Islam. Right? But now it's possessed by demons. Read it. He's possessed by demons now. So that's what Jesus had to do. What was his miracles? Well, we need to talk about his miracles before I leave. He changed water to wine. What was water? You had the scriptures. Scriptures give you water, they gave you life, but they gave you spirit. So you had to break the seals. Now, if those of you paying attention, now you see scriptures in a whole way you never saw before. It's, so get to work, bro, sis, because remember, this is a time of consequence, time of reward. And when it's time of consequence, God, a consequence on the proceed, that means the more you do, the more you get. The more you put in, the greater your reward. Get to work, brothers and sisters. You understand? Because the more you put in, the greater your reward. Because now the God's consequence on the scene, and so you'll be rewarded, right? The more you put in, the greater you're going to be. It's up to you. That's yours, your choice. But you're going to have it either way. See, maybe you don't care. Right? You're going either way. If you see Abraham, you're going. See? But now's the time to make your name for yourself. So he'll change water to wine. He'll go after demons. Who is the demon slayer here? Finally, he used the word demon. He'll go and slay the demons. Right? He'll raise Lazarus. Those 3 miracles right there. There's a bunch more. Those 3 that you need to be most thinking about right now. See? So there's three of them right there. Change water to wine. Broke the seals. Right? Call out the demons. See? Raise Lazarus. See? And water wine before the four winds. Call the demons and slay them at the time of four winds. Raise Lazarus at a time of four winds. Okay, brothers and sisters. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.